Hi, I'm Filipa, an author and entrepreneur, and I want to tell you about the understories, the stories beneath the stories, the backstage of life, where you find problems, challenges, decisions, indecisions, but also lots of opportunities. So you ask me, how will you do this? Well, I chose a very simple method. I'll tell you a personal story, then I'll relate the problem to it, and I'll give you a solution based on books. Because as you can see, I love books. So the topic I chose for my first episode is something that I'm very comfortable with. I have a PhD on this matter and 38 plus years of experience. And that is chronic perfectionism. You heard me right, chronic perfectionism. So here we go. Let me tell you a personal story. I went to the store to buy sneakers. I'm a very amateur runner and I needed sneakers for a race. So this store, they do tests on your feet to see which are the best sneakers for you and for your runs. I was on a treadmill, I walked, I ran, they taped me from several angles, then my feet were on a big screen, zoom in, zoom out, lines, percentages, all this data. Quite scientific, I was impressed. And then this guy, the technician, came to me and tells me, I know what you need. And he brings me these ones. And the story is, based on your studies, you are not a very good runner. You don't have the body of a runner. You have chronic issues on your feet, on your legs, on your spine, and your age. So you won't be coming faster. That's pretty much all it. So I believe the best sneakers for you are these ones. Quite average because you are an average runner. Well, you may think I was very disappointed with this feedback, and I wasn't. I felt joy. I could rest. I was not going to win the race and I knew it. And it made me so happy just to run, enjoy, to take pleasure and not being concerned with being the best. I ran 6 half marathons, only half. You see how average I am. And I knew I was not the best runner ever. I'm actually quite bad at it, but that confirmed it. I did not need to compete. I could be comfortable not being good. This is mind-blowing when you change your shift from always trying to be perfect to just accepting good enough. When I had my ex business, I did the exact opposite. I focused on being perfect because I wanted to show everybody and myself that I was the best. Guess what? I was the best at losing my business. And why? Because I was a perfectionist. I was so focused on the final result that I ignored all the issues I had to deal with to get to my good enough. So I did not even get to the good enough. Yeah, because I was aiming for the perfect. So I just jumped that part of being average. Being average matters. Now I'm going to relate this topic to a book I love and that I deeply recommend. Here it comes. It's Brené Brown, Daring Greatly. This one is in Portuguese, but you can find it in every possible language, online, offline, at every store, because this is a Bible. It's the Bible of vulnerability, shame, perfectionism, all good things. It's a very uncomfortable book, but it's really worth a read because I'm sure you'll relate to many parts of it. It's painful, but it's useful. What Brené tells us is that vulnerability is a matter of shame. Perfectionism is a matter of shame as well as vulnerability, yeah. What happens when you are trying to be perfect is that you are trying to avoid the negative feelings of not being perfect, and that is related to shame. So maybe you are not concerned about being the best. You are concerned about not being the worst, and that changes the perspective here, and it makes it all a very negative thing. You are craving for internal and external validation in a way that is not helpful for you because, spoiler, you are not perfect. I'm not perfect as well, and I'm coming to peace with that and trying not to get to that point of perfection that doesn't exist, because that is exhausting. If you are trying to please everybody all the time, including yourself, and trying to achieve a standard that does not exist, which is perfection, you'll end up losing more than winning. And that's what happened with my business. As I told you before, perfection got me to a disaster. I lost everything because I was focused just on a certain type of results, the ones that don't matter, the perfection, the perfect results that don't exist. So now I'm going to tell you about a book that gives you a solution for this problem, and that allows you to think in a more innovative way and to explore your vulnerability in a productive manner. And here it is. The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. This is a Bible when it comes to entrepreneurship, but even if you don't have your own business, I would totally recommend it because you can learn how to make things happen in your life. Maybe you have a notebook where you take notes about things you want to do, but those things never leave the notebook. Here's the book that can make you accomplish many things and to get them out of the notebook into the real life. What Eric Ries tells us to do is that we need to be vulnerable, just like Brene said as well. They are buddies. And the way to do that is to see your company or your life like a lab. You are going to get an hypothesis and you are testing it, and it can be approved or not approved. And then after that, you decide what to do. Maybe you need another hypothesis. Maybe you need to forget about that and try something else. This is a matter of just testing things as soon as you can. So what you'll do is that you'll bring your product, your idea, whatever it is, to the public as soon as possible. You'll have a minimum viable product. Yes, something that isn't finished, that is not perfect. Maybe it's not even something you could sell, but you just do. And then you'll improve that version. So see the difference. Imagine I want to build a sneaker and I spend, even an average sneaker, okay? I spend 10 years of my life investing time, money, and energy to just make this perfect sneaker, light pink sneaker. And then I'm so happy to show it to everybody. And when I do, people tell me, oh, but we didn't want a pink sneaker, we wanted a yellow one. And then you're screwed because you just spent 10 years of your life investing everything you had and everything you didn't have to create something nobody wanted. And then you are in trouble. So why don't you do the opposite? Why don't you come up with a solution that is not completely ready yet? You present it to people, they give you feedback, and then you iterate on that until you find a solution that works for others and for yourself. Another good thing about this method is that it is cheap. The sooner you test, the less money you spend. And of course, we can talk about here other currencies like time, effort, and those currencies matter a lot. So by combining these two books, what I'm telling you is bye-bye ego, hello vulnerability. I'm sorry to give you the bad news, but these are the good news too, because I think this is the way to get to incredible, note that I didn't say perfect, incredible results. So that's it. That's my first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, ask me things, and I'll be very happy to reply. And I want to leave you with one last question, or maybe two. Do you want to grab your average sneakers and go for the run knowing you will not be perfect, knowing that you will not win it, but you still go, you still risk it, and maybe you'll get to an incredible result? Or are you only happy with the Olympic medal that you will not win, and maybe you won't even leave the house? I'm sorry, those are not very comfortable questions, but I think they are necessary. I'm here if you want to ask me anything once again. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next episode. This is my first YouTube video, imperfect YouTube video, because I'm just trying. So I should celebrate. I'm so scared to do this. Here we go. Ooh. Nothing happened. I can't believe it. Okay, it happened.